wonder what would it take to turn this guitar into like a shred. What do I need to do to be like Joey DeMaio of Man of War, like Les Claypool of Primus, man, or like Gene Simmons of Kiss? What do we gotta do? Wait, I think I got it.
Have you ever wondered how to set up your own guitar? In this case, have you ever wondered how to set up your own Les Paul? Well, today is your lucky day. This YouTube is your lucky YouTube video. I'm going to show you step by step how to set up your own Gibson Les Paul. My hand's a little sweaty, so I gotta clean that up. But now, here we go. I have not opened this case yet. I don't know what to expect. By the assumption, I'm assuming from the pictures that I received of the owner of this guitar, it's not gonna be too pretty. So let's fly. So, what I'm noticing right now is just, little used. The front wire is it's a little grimy, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Unfortunately, there's no string tension. So for shipping, maybe it would have been good. So now, after we've seen the condition of what this is in, we are into our first part. So, before I begin on this part one of this full thorough setup on this Black Beauty Les Paul, I want to be very forthcoming in front, and I want to be forthcoming in the regards of this is not a setup with very minimal things, because this jig right here is not cheap. I've had everybody. This is not a piece of equipment everybody has. Guitar picks, nickels and dimes to set up action height, everybody has that, but this is not that kind of a video. This is a very thorough breakdown of what tools to use to do this correctly. And with that being said, I'm going to put the links to these products below in this video, so you can be able to look and see if you like it for yourself. Obviously too, there's a lot of other products out here, like this Stu Mac fret neck level. I have this to let me know how level the neck relief is. Adjusting the fretwork, adjusting the fretboard to zero relief is basically the first thing that I do. So after that, everything else kind of comes into place. I'm able to look at action heights up at the first fret, action heights at the 12th fret, but it all really depends on this right here with neck relief. This part of the setup is fairly important. It lets you know, it gives you that kind of a heads up if you're in a position like me to where you're doing a setup for somebody else. It lets you know if you need to replace anything. It gives you a heads up as to, how bad or how good things are. First tool we have Stu Mac fret neck level. So if you're familiar with Gibson Les Paul or Fender Stratocaster, Gibson Les Paul has a 24 3/4 inch scale length, which means that this is shorter. Fender has a 25.5 inch is their standard, so it's going to be longer. This one as a short scale. Let's take a look at how much neck relief this has right off the bat. This one is really kind of tough to do, but I don't see any neck relief. When I'm talking about neck relief, I'm looking for any airspace in between this level and this fretboard. So right now, I don't see any air gaps, which is how I like it. So, second aspect of this analysis part is where are the action heights at for the 12th fret. So, me personally, I like using millimeters, but a lot of people I know, they use inches. I just hate doing fractions. I'd like to just understand. I don't want to, mouth off 3/30 seconds or, no, it's un-American. So, let's see where that's at right there. We are looking at 1.5 millimeters. That's not bad. That's actually pretty low. So from there, there's 2 millimeters high. So the pendulum is pretty weird. It needs to go down on this side, on the bass side. The tool that I'm using right now is this Vincent mat. I got it off of Amazon. It's a fret rocker and also an action height gauge. I love it. And that's where we need to be. So 1.5 millimeters. Let's get to 1.25 mils on this side. Alright, so next up, the next tool that we have a digital action gauge from LMI, which is no longer a business. So I'm going to try to find one off of Amazon. This basically is stupid accurate, and you can get away with using feeler gauges. I've used feeler gauges for years. I just feel like this is way more accurate. Okay, so what we're going to start, we're going to zero this out with the string pressed. .016. That's a little high, so we'll need to make an adjustment there. We're gonna zero this one. .020. That is also, again, really high. We're gonna have to make an adjustment on that one. 0.012, 0.014, 0.016, 0.018, 19, and 020. So those are the numbers I'm shooting for. .025 inches. Damn, that's high. Alright, yeah. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do some work on this nut. I'm not even gonna, yeah, it looks a little high. So I'm not even going to give the rest of them, just the analysis lets me know that what I'm up against. I guess I'll test this E real quick. Tear that out. .024, yeah, that's a little high. .021. Yeah, all this stuff is a little high. So before we begin any fret work, what we need to do right now, since we have this early wine jig set up to our advantage, we're going to dial in 0 fretwork or 0 relief on our gauges and move it up. really want to do before we start doing any footwork though, we want to make sure that the simulated, we're going to dial this thing in with simulated string tension. So what that really consists of us doing is we are going to flip it on its side, and we are going to pretend like we are in a playing position, simulating a playing position. We're going to take a look at that neck relief as it's on its side, and then from there we'll be able to know if we need to make any adjustment to the truss rod or not. So let's take a look here.
This is pretty tight. This is not going to go anywhere. I need to move this just in case. So here we go. Move to the side.
Now our gauge just got a little funky. It slipped out of 0. Guess I'm not too concerned about that. Should have probably put these up first. I'm not so much concerned about the gauges as I am the actual neck relief of the guitar. One more take of neck relief before we start doing the fretwork. And it is exactly where we want it. That's great. So let's get it back up. Now, we are completely done with the analyzation of this fretwork, or of this guitar. We're moving on to phase 2, the fretwork. Up next.